Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine?
Why Not? A queer podcast.
Episode 131. Was that right? I'll be honest.
I was script.
I did, but I was paranoid because I got the script and I read it and it said episode 131. So I went to look up facts about 131 and I kept typing 313. And I was like, no, we're not that far yet.
Jeez.
So when we were doing this, I was paranoid I was going to be like episode 313.
I'm going to write this down. 131, 313. When we get to episode 313, we're going to do
we're going to revisit this.
Then and now. Like, I want to see, like, what we look like. Like, how different it all is.
Hopefully, I will be 100 pounds lighter. I'm down 6 pounds, so yay. Thank you, New York Walking. You probably can't tell in my face because it's still fat, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
I apologize. I was drawn back to something about, I heard the word fat and I was like, oh, what's he saying? I got totally distracted for a hot minute because my computer's yelling at me and it's saying that it's in some weird mode. So let's just hope everything's cool because it says, what should I do?
Do nothing.
Anyway, so you gave a number, you've lost some weight, you said?
I lost 6 pounds.
That's awesome.
And well, you say that now, but just a few moments ago, you had a very deadpan look on your face, like no one cares, Jeremy. You were like, ugh.
I was looking at my screen was yelling at me.
I know.
Well, that's really good.
Yes, so hopefully
it's at 750 miles you walk every day. That's good.
It is. It's that New York walking.
All right. Well, here we are, 131.
Yes.
So let's talk about some quick facts about 131. Wow, let me just say 131 for me, a little difficult to find some facts.
I thought with it being, what do they call that when something's the same frontwards and backwards?
Oh, it's like a palindrome with numbers.
Palindrome. I thought there would be interesting things because it's a palindrome. No.
That's the most interesting thing you can find.
That is the... but here's the things that I found out. In numerology, 131 symbolizes independence, creativity, and self-expression. So that's nice.
Well, look, and here we are doing that.
Here we are. 131 label is a South Korean record label. Performers under that label are
Juicy, and Juicy.
B.I., Kim Chang-hoon, and White Noise Club. Don't know any of them. It's mostly K-pop stuff. Like it, but not at all like it. Channel 131 on Sirius XM. You have Sirius XM, right?
I do.
Do you know what Channel 131 is?
Let me guess that it is some sort of Christian network.
Absolutely. Family Talk, a Christian talk radio station. I didn't know you were such a big 131 listener.
No. I like the 110s are like news, and then I know like when you get into like the above the 130s and stuff, it gets to be sports. So I'm like, what genre could be in the middle of that? Because the early ones are all the music, and then it's talk shows and stuff later on. So
I think we just found a new bit for the podcast. What Sirius XM station is this?
I like it when we play games that I know the answers to.
Here's a perfect one for you. BuzzFeed has a pop culture trivia quiz with 145 questions on it. This is how little there was on 131.
Question number 131.
131. Whose fan bases go by the nickname Pine Nuts, Cumber Bitches, and Lesbians? There's three entertainers.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine, you got that one. Cumber Bitches.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, and Lesbians.
Lizzo.
Very good. See?
I love games.
You should take this whole quiz. I bet you'd get 100.
I don't know.
The 131st day of the year is May 11th. So I have two little tidbits about that. On May 11th, 1981, the musical Cats debuted on Broadway.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know you love that.
What a shitty musical.
And then 15 years. Okay.
I just got to say with Cats. Oh, my God. Have you ever seen it?
Yes, the movie.
Oh.
It was awful.
Oh.
It was terrible.
Oh. That's scary. The movie is worse, I think. But I saw I used to have this friend who was a bartender at the Duplex. His name is Freddie, and he had these great mannerisms, and like I just love him. Anyway, he would his shift would end. Now this is 4 a.m. His shift would end, and we'd like go to breakfast, and then we go back to our apartment, mine and Jen's apartment, and we'd hang out and we'd drink more, right? And so it's like this is like 7 a.m. loaded. And he's like, let's pop in Cats. So he's got not the movie version, but a filmed version of the Broadway musical.
When I was a kid, a teenager, they had commercials. It's like, get your copy of Cats on Broadway.
Yeah. And so he would put that in, and as soon as he would put it in before it would play, he would get really excited about it, and he would do this.
I hope you are no longer friends.
He cracks me up. The other funny thing is that we had this friend named Kitty, all Cats related. And
interesting.
We brought her to the bar to meet him, and he goes, "What's your name?" And she says, "It's Kitty." And he goes, "No, it's not. What's your name?" She's like, "Kitty." He goes, "I'm not calling you that. What's your name?" Oh my God. The memory just hit me. Oh, that's so funny. Whew. Anyway.
As you were telling that story, I heard Caitlin laugh in the background, and I knew she was excited we were talking about Cats.
I didn't even say what I was going to say about it. I was forced. I had taken this guy I was dating at the time when it toured the Bob Carr before it turned into Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. And he brought his boss and his boss's wife. So I couldn't leave. I was like, all intermission, I yelled at him the whole time for bringing them. I was like, I have to stay.
You know what? My first Broadway show was at Bob Carr.
Oh, yeah?
It was in the early 90s. Phantom of the Opera.
Oh.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Phantom
of the
Opera.
I loved it. And then I saw more Broadway shows, and it just slowly made its way down the list of my favorite Broadway shows.
I think that shows like Cats and Phantom and I mean, maybe even Les Mis to a degree, although the revival of Les Mis was phenomenal. But those are like shows I think that people think like, oh, we're talking about Broadway, I have to say I like these. It's okay to say they suck. Although the music for Phantom, I can listen to that like all the time. I just would never go and see it again.
Yeah. You know, I actually caught the movie version of Phantom of the Opera, and it was
Liam
just
Neeson?
on.
Taken at the Opera.
No. Did what?
Liam Neeson did a movie version of it. It wasn't a musical, I don't think.
Oh, no. I watched the musical version, and I was surprised how many celebrities were in it. Gerard Butler plays the Phantom.
I think I'm thinking of Les Mis. I think that there's a version of Les Mis with Liam Neeson.
There is a version with Liam Neeson, Uma Thurman, and Jeffrey Rush. And it's non-musical, and it's based on the novel. Yeah.
Every time there's a movie with Liam Neeson, it doesn't matter what it is. It's called Taken. Like there's a movie where he's on a train, Commuter, I think is what it's called. But if it's on,
Taken on a Train,
then I'll be like, is this Taken on a Train?
Are you going to see The Naked Taken in August?
Oh, hell yes.
That looks so good.
About that.
Me too. It looks
there's
so
something
good.
Gay about it. Of course there's going to be.
Too.
It's a comedy. People like to make fun of this.
Let's see. Oh, we got on a tangent, but my other May 11th is 15 years after Cats debuted. The animated series Captain Planet and the Planeteers aired its final episode on May 11th, 1996.
Is that a Disney thing? Because Caitlin just gay gasped over here.
No. It was in the late 80s, early 90s, and it was like it was a syndicated cartoon. However, they just announced they're working on a live action version coming to a theater near you. So that should be fun. And then, as usual, my final.
I'm sorry, but there's people probably can't see this when they're watching it, but in the corner of our screen is Caitlin. And
I can see her, but when they get cropped, I don't think they'll see her.
Yeah, they won't see her. but it's funny. It's like it's almost as if when you're watching a news thing and they've got like the sign language interpreters in a little box. It's like there's a Caitlin interpreter about like how interesting what we have to say is. So Jeremy just said the thing, and she's like her face lights up, and
we should just put her in the corner and have her react. No words, just reactions. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I think they purchased an elephant upstairs.
Oh wow!
There's so much pounding. If you hear it, then
is it like in that Friends episode when their upstairs neighbor was pounding?
Maybe I'll go upstairs and see what they're doing. One moment.
Hey, Chris will be like, "Stop screaming!" and hitting the like Mr. Heckles.
I wouldn't go up there.
Wait, you don't have an upstairs neighbor.
Yeah, it's 5 stories.
Oh, I thought you were. Okay, I thought you were on the top.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No.
It's like I would be concerned.
Against Chris's wishes, I have made it a point to meet everyone in the building. Mm-hmm. And when I talk to them, because there's only 11 apartments in the building, when I talk to Chris, I don't know any of their names. I address them by their apartment number. So I'm telling them, I was like, 5A is 2 Russian chicks, and they're annoying the hell out of me. I swear they wear high heels all day up there.
Is this why that show was named The Bitch in Apartment B or something like that?
4B? Yeah, probably, because you only learn them by numbers. Can I just say, speaking of 4B, 4B is kind of hot.
Oh, yeah?
And I hope he hears me.
I think Chris is like texting you, I heard you, stop screaming. I think that's a smart thing to do. In New York, it's different. People are different. Like neighbors look out for each other. Like it's really interesting. Like until when people move out, they give you all kinds of shit. Like everybody's like cohesive, and you like live in a building together as a unit. And so it's good to get to know everybody.
In fact, and here's why. Me and Chris were coming home the other day. We came in the door, and this girl came up, and she says, "Hold the door." And I held the door for her, and she came in. And after she came in, me and Chris went upstairs. She was like in the lobby area. And he goes, "Why did you do that? You don't hold the door open." I was like, "Chris, it's okay. That's 3C. And he goes, "What the hell are you talking about?" I said, "She lives in 3C. And he goes, "Stop talking to the neighbors."
No, he's totally wrong. See, now it doesn't work that way in Orlando. And here's an example of that. My neighbors kept cutting my grass too short. Rather than have a conversation with them about it, I built a wall of shrubs.
Oh, yeah.
Why talk?
That's very Orlando.
When you can just spend the money and block them out. All right, 131.
My final 131 is Pokemon 131, Lapras, which is this Loch Ness monster looking Pokemon with a turtle shell.
Lapras, you were just corrected.
Lapras. My apologies. But Lapras ferries people across the sea on its back, and if you catch it in a good mood, it will sing an enchanting cry for you. Now, I was trying to think of something LGBT about this, and I found out that Lapras is dual gendered. It's 50% female, 50% male.
Ah.
Yeah. So take that, conservative, right?
You can't get any more binary than that.
Yeah. So, and those are my 131s.
Awesome. I got a couple that are different. Isn't that interesting?
Let's hear them.
We both search the same internet for the same information, and we get different stuff. Although mine could be lies, like I always say. The disclaimer is this is
that's
AI,
because
so this could be lies.
Yeah, you use AI for yours. I use Google. Although I'm sure at this point Google uses AI to bring back its searches for me. Thanks. So it's just a matter of which AI we're talking to.
Thanks, Googs.
I asked my AI boyfriend, and he said, "Leave me alone, baby. I'm sleeping."
All right. In Disney's Cars, Lightning McQueen's Piston Cup Racing Series originally included 131 competitors before eliminations. So, Disney car fans, that one was for you. I thought this was interesting. The area code 131 doesn't exist officially, but the number is often used in fiction as a generic or spoofed code, a bit like how 555 is used in movies
as the prefix.
Numbers. Yeah.
Interesting.
So those are my 2 facts away from cinema archive.com, which is my favorite one to go to. I think one of these you're going to get, so I'm going to do that second. So I'm going to go with the one that I don't think that you're going to get. And I'm going to hold my notes up here so that it doesn't look like I'm sleeping.
I'm going to look right into the lens. Give it to me.
All right. 131 greatest movie of all time. I'm going to read to you the scenario and give you the year. I might even give you the Rotten Tomatoes. If you get this, I will definitely come to go to that concert with you on August 11th.
Okay.
All right. Twin zoologists lose their wives in a car accident and become obsessed with decomposing animals. Doesn't it sound like a good movie?
Sounds like some twisted, like body horror or something.
Yeah, directed by Peter Greenaway. It got a 78/85 on Rotten Tomatoes, made in 1985.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. I'll be there.
That's the only movie I can remember that was
from that
time frame.
So that I could come see that show. All right. A Z and 2 knots.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should check that out.
All right, here you go. You're going to get this. 131st greatest director of all time. I'm going to start with what I think might be the most difficult, but usually that means you get it on the first one.
Okay.
He directed Creepshow.
Who directed Creepshow? Was that Roger Corman?
No. Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait a minute.
No, Jesus Christ did not direct this. Although
George A. Romero.
Yes.
He directed Creepshow?
That's what it says. The movie version in 1985, I think it was as well.
I did not realize that.
I have a very specific memory of that movie. Ooh, that and Cat's Eye. Did you ever see that?
Yes.
That was a good one.
Isn't that Stephen King?
I think so, yeah. That one where the cat like sucked the life out of that kid.
Yeah.
That's another reason I don't sleep well at night.
Because you have a cat?
No.
Or because you're afraid Dylan's going to suck the
breath out of me until I die.
Please don't pause at that point in the sentence. Listen, when we're this close to getting the Epstein list, you need to be real careful.
Oh my God, that Epstein! Oh, come on now, that's just such crap. You know it's gonna be like, oh, here's a list of all the Democrats, and oh, there were no Republicans, and then oh, she gets pardoned.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's so transparent.
Just to kind of make it seem like it's legit, he's going to throw 1 or 2 Republicans, and it's going to be Liz Cheney and Mitch McConnell.
What's the other guy?
Mitch McConnell and Liz Cheney are the two who are going to be on the list.
The other guy that was on the committee, isn't it?
Scott
something.
Oh, I can't remember his name. Scott. Yeah. He'll
Anyway,
be on the list.
Look, if you're going to throw one out there to the lambs, just give us Matt Gaetz.
I know, right?
Can he please be on the list?
Allegedly, he's probably on the list. Allegedly. Although, from what I understand, living in Florida, he doesn't need Epstein's help, apparently, to pull down the kids that he was pulling down. He was doing that fine all on his own. Allegedly.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm going to put allegedly on everything so he doesn't sue us. Bam.
Remind me when we're done recording and putting this out there in the world that I'll have a conversation with you that I had with a lawyer about that.
Does that not work?
I'm not going to say it now. It does work, Matt Gaetz. It does.
Yeah, take that, Gates.
Anyway, how was your week?
My week was good. I was actually, because we talked about this a little off camera. I was going through, scrolling through, the socials this morning, as I normally do. And I came across, because I know you're a big Big Brother watcher.
You said this morning.
Yeah.
Do you wake up in the morning?
Yeah, I woke up when Chris came home.
Have you been to fucking Mario's yet?
No, because it's only open Thursday to Sunday. Today's Monday.
But
I don't wake up every morning with Chris. I just woke up this morning.
So, if I come up there to see this concert, your ass is going to. We're going to Mario's. Anyway, go ahead.
Can't you just pick him up and bring him to me? Anyway, So I know you're a Big Brother watcher.
Yes.
Big Brother is out, and Entertainment Weekly released their ranking of every Big Brother season.
I was a Big Brother watcher. I have.
You were. You don't watch now.
Right. All because of the gay guy on the show. He had some pathetic line. And, no, he had this. I told you last Monday. He had this really like rehearsed line, and he threw his sunglasses across the room, and it was so bad. I was just like, I can't anymore.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
so this is season 27 they're on. So this season's not over, so that's not part of the rankings. So the previous 26 seasons they ranked. Now, we were talking earlier, you don't know them by season number, you know them by kind of like the casts, which one you enjoyed. So the first thing, because I have only watched one season of Big Brother, and that was last year when you made me watch Big Brother season 26. And I recall in our conversations, God bless you, God bless you.
Woo,
God bless you.
I'm back.
I hope that's the clip they pull for the video.
Yeah. Be better than my pubes. Yeah, go ahead.
What?
The conversation. I was just making the conversation we had last time. Anyway, go ahead. Big Brother.
Yeah. So I've only seen one season. That was season 26. So I wanted to ask you, because I recall you telling me this is the worst. Don't judge it based off of this season. This is the worst season ever. Obviously, that's until this season that made you turn away. So I wanted to find out where you thought it would fall in the rankings of the 26 seasons.
Okay. Yeah, it was bad. So I'm going to guess that like season 1, 2, and maybe 3. I don't know when they changed the format. Season 1 was on every day of the week, and it was an hour long every day. And like there wasn't head of household. They actually didn't give them food. They had to grow food and like play games to earn things. So that was probably
sounds awful.
An awful season. And so I'm going to say that was like really low. So I won't say season 26 is number 26. There's probably a couple there. But I'm going to go with it ranked 18th.
Entertainment Weekly says it is the 7th best season of Big Brother. There are only 6 seasons better than the one that we watched.
I gotta say this. I don't know what their criteria is, but it must be who is the most annoying house guest and has the most potential to ruin the show. And then they're like, oh, that person. So
I'll read the intro so you know what their criteria is.
Okay.
We went back through all the cheers, jeers, and tears and ranked the 26 American seasons of Big Brother from first to worst. That's it. That is the criteria.
Oh, wow. That sounds about right. Okay. So I think, it's so weird too. It's like depending on your age, I think, or like what your life experiences are. If I started watching this show, like if this episode was 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I may have thought completely differently about it. I may have been like gotten drunk and loved Angela. But just, being 50 and sober, I don't find that entertaining anymore. So
what season did you start watching?
I started watching, I think season 11. I just want to see real quick if that was, because that's the season I think Evil Dick was in. Evil Dick and his sister or his daughter Danielle. They're not from the South. What season was Evil Dick in? Okay, no, season 8. Wow. So I started watching in season 8, and that's got to be top
5. No. In fact, only 2 seasons that you have watched, because you've watched all of them since season 8, right?
Yeah.
2 seasons that you watched rank higher than 26, what we watched last year.
Okay. I'm going to, let's see, what season did, I know, what's his name? Dr. somebody. There's a doctor who won, Dr. Will. He won season 2. Season 2 is up there in the top 5, huh?
It sure is.
People loved him.
Season 2 is number 3.
Okay, because people did love him. Now let's see, what season? What season was the? Oh no, this wouldn't be in there. I was thinking the Cookout. That was a really good year.
Why wouldn't that be in here?
Because you just said that there's only a couple that I would have watched. Oh, so maybe it will be. So let's see.
Oh, you mean in the top?
Yeah, season 23.
6. No, season 23 is not in the top 6.
All right. Well, what are they then?
Okay, so 6. These are the seasons they say are better than the one we watched last year. Number 6, season 14.
I would have watched that. Let's see.
Let's see the things that they point out.
Oh,
Dan's funeral.
Dan.
Brittany's diary room. Janelle, Frank, Mike Boogie.
Yeah.
That was number 6. Number 5.
And Ian. Ian was cool because didn't Ian win? No, Dan won.
You're asking someone who's only watched one season.
That was a good season. Number
5 is Big Brother All Stars, which was season 7. But you didn't watch that.
Yeah. Oh, it was probably it was right before.
Yeah, episode 4. Or, I'm sorry, number 4 on the list is Big Brother 3.
Oh, do you
followed
know who was
by
in
Big
that?
Brother 2.
Do you know who was in
No.
Season 3? You when you go to the
Danielle Reyes.
When we go to the Broadway series, to Dr. Phillips, there's a Orlando newscaster who would always be there. You know what I mean? He was like the nice looking, clean cut guy.
Sure, yeah.
He was in season 3.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Jason Guy, maybe, is that his name?
I'm looking at the cast list, and there's a gentleman on here who does look familiar, so that might be him.
Yeah, that's him, Jason Guy. He works for West too.
Very nice. Number 3 is Big Brother 2, like we mentioned. Number 2, Big Brother 6, which you didn't watch because that would have been before your time. And then the best season, according to Entertainment Weekly, Big Brother 10.
Let's see who that was.
Which had Dan Giesling, Mr. Pectacular.
It must be an all-star one.
It doesn't have it listed as all-star.
It's just because this guy Dan was in a different one. Oh, Memphis. He was bad news.
Let's see. Great cast, including Jerry, Keisha, Ollie, Michelle, Rennie, April, Libra, and Mr. Pectacular. I'm going to judge from this photo that this gentleman in the red shorts is Mr. Pectacular.
Oh, I don't know what you're looking at, but that dude, he's so great. Like he's in a couple of different episodes, and sometimes he'll be in people's punishments. Like they get locked in a room and they have to spend the whole night with him, and all he does is talk about like protein shakes. It's great.
Is that the one from last year?
Jesse.
Who got locked in the room?
No, his name's Jesse. He's great.
Now, what was the season you said you were like, oh, that's my favorite season? That first season you watched, was that 13?
That was 8.
8.
I was thinking season 11, but I thought I started watching season 11, but I started watching season 8.
Okay, so let's see. Season 8 is number 15 on the list.
Huh.
Yep.
Wow.
Let's go to the bottom of the list, and I'll tell you what's the worst season ever. Big Brother 19.
Let me see. Oh wait, is that the COVID one? That one was pretty bad too. No, it wasn't. No, there was one that they did online only.
It said Paul's Return.
Yeah, that's the one with Junior on it. I don't really care about that one.
Yeah. What season did you say had the cookout? I know that was a popular season.
Let's see. That was the best gameplay ever. Was the lady 23. The lady that devised the cookout was the best gameplay I think I've ever seen. But anyway, we've already talked about this enough. I think our listeners are getting concerned that we're going to start covering Big Brother again.
Never again. By the way, Cookout is number 14 on the list. So there you can look it up. Entertainment Weekly ranked all of the Big Brothers, so you can go check it out. And let us know what your favorite one is, because I am not watching another season of this show. So for me, 26 is not only the best, but the only.
It's the worst and the best.
What else did I do? Okay, so back to I do want to say something this morning. So this morning, I was because I've been I'm meal prepping because I want to try to, get going to the gym and get healthy and everything. So I was meal prepping all day yesterday, and this morning got up and finished up some of my meal prep and forgot that I didn't get any wine for today's podcast. So I was like, I'm just going to have it delivered. I ordered a couple of my tried and true Menage a Trois bottles. So at 9 a.m. on DoorDash, I ordered 2 bottles of wine, not even realizing as I'm running around getting ready, I'm still in my robe and my hair's all kind of tasseled up. I answered the door, and it was the hottest DoorDasher I have ever seen in my life. And I messed up hair, bathrobe, and he hands me 2 bottles of wine. He goes, "Can I see your ID, sir?" And I was like, I told him, I was like, I promise my life is not as bad as this appears.
What a missed opportunity. All right, this is a porn video. So the hot guy shows up, you're in a robe, and the guy looks at you and says, "Can I see your ID?" And then you slowly, without breaking eye contact, open your robe and you're wearing nothing underneath. And he just says,
"Except my ID covered right over it."
He'll say, "That'll do." And he walks right in.
Or he calls the cops. I couldn't risk not making it to the podcast today. Anyway, I've been thinking about it all day, and it upsets me that is the image this man now has of me. So if he listens, please know that is not my life.
It's like I delivered 2 bottles of wine at 9 a.m. to this guy in a robe.
On a Monday.
He's going to show up. You're going to open your door to leave, and there's going to be an AA Big Book right outside your door.
He was handsome, too. Anyway, so that was the start of my day. This week, when we were here last time for Watermark, that was my first time to New York. Watermark took a retreat trip here to New York, and me and my brother Joey went walking around town, and we went to Times Square, and I hated it. It was crowded. People were rude. So this weekend I was like, I'm going to go check, because I haven't been over to Times Square. I was like, maybe it was just the time of the year and I was just in a crabby mood. Remember, I had a procedure done a few weeks before we left, so I was already in a crabby mood. So I thought maybe it was just my attitude. So I went to Times Square this weekend, and do you know what I realized? I still hate it.
Well, I mean, here's why. It's not, Times Square's not New Yorkers.
No.
It's mostly tourists, and then
it's terrible human beings is what it is.
New Yorkers who are trying to make a buck off of tourists.
Yeah. So I went and walked around. I was only there for maybe 10 minutes, and this couple came walking by, and this lady she had such an attitude on her face, and she was doing this thing where she was like walking and refusing to move. She wanted people to move out of her way. So I'm like, I'll play this game of chicken with you. I'm not moving. This is my city now, bitch. You're going to move for me. So she came at me and she shoulder checked me. And now I am 6 foot tall and 300 pounds. She is not. So she like tumbles into her husband and then shoots me a look. And I've been working on my New York voice. In my most New Yorker voice, I said, "Watch where you're walking." And she shot me. She shot me the nastiest look because I yelled at her, and I looked around and people all have their phones out, not at us, but just because it's Times Square. And I was like, am I going to end up on TikTok?
Oh my God.
So if you see a video of me yelling, if you see me a video yelling at this lady on TikTok, know that she started it.
Are we going to get canceled now because you're on video knocking some woman to the ground? It's going to turn out that the woman was Hillary Clinton.
I will say, for those who are for those who, if there is a video, do find this video, you will see it. She is a very Karen-looking lady. Like, she's got the full Karen going on. So I'm pretty sure that I will have the internet on my side.
It's going to say queer body checks Karen.
Yeah, I'm going to become famous off of this.
Karen destroyed by gay.
See, I like that headline. What else did I do? Oh, I met my doctor.
Oh, very nice.
I went to the VA and I had my doctor's appointment, and something happened that made me so sad. It's the first time that this has happened to me. And you're a gentleman who's a few years older than me, so you may have already experienced this. For the first time, I now have a primary care doctor who is younger than me. I've always had doctors who are
Mhm.
older than me. They've always been the fatherly figures, some of them grandfatherly figures, who are like, you need to take better care of yourself. I walked in, and my doctor is in his late 20s. In fact, I think they call it he's a resident. He's a residency on his residency, whatever they call it.
Oh, a
He had to
physician's
go.
assistant?
No. He's
Oh.
a doctor, but he's like still in training at the
So
VA.
are physician's assistants.
Well, no, they're technically not doctors. Physician assistants are just like elevated nurses.
okay.
They don't have a PhD.
Just elevated nurses.
Just elevated nurses, which is fine. I love Eric at Pineapple Healthcare is a physician's assistant, a PA. So
He's just a
this
PA?
guy,
Okay, got it. No, I'm just kidding.
this guy had
Hi,
to
Eric.
leave the.
He's our sponsor,
This guy-
so we love him.
I do love him, but he had to leave the office twice to go ask the doctor over the whole floor questions that I had. He goes, just 1 second, let me go ask about that.
Oh, well, at least it's not like he was like, oh, let's see your rectum. And then he goes, hold on. And then he decides to go ask somebody a question. Is it supposed to look like that?
No, he's so young he wouldn't even look in my rectum. He goes, no homo, but I don't want to look there. But he's like in his late 20s.
You want to hear from your doctor.
No, super nice guy, very friendly, very thorough. Left the office to ask a lot of questions on my behalf. But I was like, I've reached that point where I'm now the old man who has, all my doctors are younger than me. So that made me kind of sad.
It's not going to happen to me.
It's not going to happen to you because you refuse to have young doctors?
Or
you're not going to live to an old age?
I don't know how close my doctor is to retiring, but I only go to this guy. There are other doctors in the practice. In fact, since moving to Orlando, Dylan is going to the same physician's practice, but seeing other doctors there. And I think he's seeing someone who's a bit younger than me, but probably older than him. But I go to this one. I'm like, this is my dude. I've been going to this one for 20 years. I'm not going to change. Now when he retires, I'll be like, do you have any recommendations for someone older that I can
He's going to say, here's Doogie Howser who just got out of high school.
I went to a dermatologist that was like 11 years old, and I did not enjoy that experience.
Yeah. So I did that, and I was feeling down about the fact that Doogie Howser was my doctor. Not far from the VA, over by the Flatiron building, is because I found out there's two Lego stores in town. So they have like the main Lego store over near Times Square and all that stuff. And then they have one over by the Flatiron building. So I walked up the street and decided, because I was sad and depressed that my doctor was just a child, I decided to go shopping at the Lego store.
What could I do that's going to make me feel young? I'm going to go buy Legos.
I bought Lego. So I don't know if you know this, but Lego stores in major cities will have like little Lego sets that are specific just to that city. So I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, but on the shelf over there, I have, here, let me see if I can grab them. So they had two New York exclusive Lego sets. The first one is the New York postcard, which has a little... I feel like I'm one of those TikTok videos where you just told our audience, now you listen. He's going to show you his Legos and you tell him you like them.
Now, I don't know if this happens to you, but anytime somebody says New York or shows me something about New York, instantly Alicia Keys plays in my head.
That has been playing in my head until...
I just got a concert over my shoulder here.
One of the things me and Chris did this week is we walked across the Brooklyn Bridge. I hadn't done that yet. So we went and walked across, and the entire time I kept singing in my head, "No sleep till Brooklyn," which is Beastie Boys.
That is something I have never done, and you will never see me do that.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Walk across that bridge.
It was so much fun. We did it right at dusk, and it was just starting. The sun was just starting to go down when we were walking to Brooklyn, and it was nice and cool in the evening. And so on the way back, it had gotten dark, and all the lights were on in the city. It was so gorgeous.
See, I understand that bridges that have been up for, since Moses was carrying around tablets.
Oh, you have a thing with bridges. That's right.
They're fine. But the problem is, you never know. You ever watch a disaster movie? the Brooklyn Bridge is like the first to go.
I will say some of the boards that I walked on wiggled, and it did make me a little nervous. Because I was like, Chris, what's underneath us? Is it straight to water? Or is that, he goes, oh no, there's like a walking path underneath that like workers use. I was like, oh, okay. So we'll fall into that.
Death is underneath you.
So the second New York exclusive set they have is the New York taxi cab, which you'll see on the top has a little pizza advertisement and a little advertisement for New York City on it. So I thought that was cute. So I picked those up, super cheap as far as Legos. Both of those sets were only together were like $20. So those are my little New York, because we're in a tiny apartment. So most of my Legos are in a storage locker next door. So until I have a larger place where I can have a Lego room again, my Lego collection will consist display collection will consist of small little Lego sets like that.
Hey, do you have the Why Not like flyer cards? You don't have those, right? I'm gonna send some to you.
Yeah, send me some
so that you could give them to all your friends in the building.
Yes.
And then they'll be like, oh, you know that guy, 4A, he does a podcast.
Oh my God. They will say, first of all, don't say my apartment number on the air.
I was guessing. I don't even know. I
am for it.
No way, really?
Yes.
I'm just guessing because you've told everybody you're on the 4th floor, so it's the first letter of the alphabet.
I mean, you had a 1/3 chance. There's only 3 apartments on the 3rd floor.
So can we call this episode "The Bitch in Apartment 4A"?
You sure can. But don't ever call Chris a bitch again. So we did that. Walked across the Brooklyn Bridge, which was a lot of fun. Then I went back to I love this store, 54 Vintage, which is the used record store. I went there without Chris this time because when I was with Chris, he was bored. So I felt like I was rushed. So I went back by myself and I was there for like hours going through all their records. One thing that I found that was really cool, if you guys ever do come to New York again, I'm sure you will.
If we ever do.
We should definitely go here. But in the basement of this record store is a karaoke bar. So in the main bar, they have like general karaoke, but then they have private karaoke rooms where you can like rent out a room and it's your room for a couple hours just to do karaoke by yourself. So, and they're themed rooms. So they have like a jazz room and a Pokemon room. Caitlin, if you ever get up here.
Wait.
The Avengers.
What songs are there? Pokemon has a whole album?
No, you can sing whatever songs you want. The room is themed that way. So it has like Pokemon decorations. They have like an 80s vibe room.
It's really been confirmed by Caitlin there is a Pokemon album.
Is there?
Yeah.
I will listen, Caitlin. Because I'll tell you what, I'll listen specifically for this podcast because that sounds like some of the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I was going to say, right? I will never listen to that, but go ahead.
But I love that place. I spent hours there, and I left with 3 records. And on the top of my head, I can't remember what the other 2 were, but one of them was Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall. And the look I got from the guy at the counter, it was like, thanks for coming in, gay.
Well,
He totally knew I was gay.
Nothing says, like, that's the gayest thing you've ever said.
I know. But it is such a good album. But I like, because...
Is Smile on it? Because I listened to Judy Garland sing Smile. Is it the live version? Because the version,
yes,
it's
Carnegie. It's all, the whole album is live from Carnegie Hall.
Let's just say that that's one of the greatest songs ever written, and her version of it is stellar.
Yeah, and it's later in her career, so she's got that almost Katharine Hepburn raspy voice. Yeah.
She's seen some shit by the time she sings that song. So when she's talking about that, you feel that song from her.
So I've got my little record player set up on a stand over here with the records. So Chris was at work and I came home with my records and I had a bottle of wine. I poured me a glass of wine and I put on some Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall on the record player. And it had the little pops and everything in it. And I was like, I am officially Harvey Firestein.
Oh, yeah. You're a moo-moo away from Harvey Firestein.
I am the new Harvey Firestein of New York City. So that was fun. Went and saw Fantastic Four.
Did you like it?
I loved it. It starts off very slow. It's kind of a build up, but once Galactus gets there and it starts going with the action, It's fantastic.
I've decided to join a softball league on Tuesday nights, and somebody is like a big fan of Fantastic Four on the team, I guess, and they want to call it. They're like, we need to get a team name that's something like that. So Flame On is like what they're going with so far. And that's not terrible.
That's cute. I like
somebody
that.
else wants to call it Fantastic Whores.
Oh, I don't like
and
that.
I was like, I am 50 years old. This better be a joke. I will never wear a shirt that says that.
I like Flame On better.
Dylan came up with the best team name idea, and it was Pitch Please.
I don't know what that has to do with Fantastic Four.
It's not Fantastic Four. It's softball.
Oh, I thought it had to be Fantastic Four themed. I was confused.
It's not a DC comic book club.
How dare you? They're Marvel.
I know. I did it on purpose.
Anyway, so it was the end. I don't know if you're not in kind of the nerd realm, but they had been calling this month.
I am right now.
Super Fantastic World Month, because we had Jurassic Park, followed by Superman, followed by Fantastic Four. And all the nerds were like, we're going to see all three of those movies opening weekend. And I did that. And I love 2/3 of those movies. Jurassic World wasn't that great, but it's okay. I still got to see dinosaurs.
I mean, it was as good as the others, I thought.
No, nowhere near as good as Superman or Fantastic Four.
No, as good as the other Jurassic Parks.
Oh,
it's just not
as good as the other ones that aren't the first one. The first one is far and above superior to all the others. Then all the rest kind of funnel somewhere below it.
Laura Dern wasn't in this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and hike that.
I get that you hate Laura Dern,
although Jonathan Bailey was this movie's Laura
but
Dern.
I do get your Laura Dern hate, because I love Pedro Pascal and I love Chris Evans, and they were both in a movie last month together, and I still haven't seen it because it also has that one lady in it who ruined Ellen's career and was in the 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Fanning. No, not Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson. I can't stand her. She's a terrible actress, and she's so obnoxious and annoying that a movie with two of the greatest actors who I am in love with are in a movie together, and I still haven't seen it because of her.
I just want to say I have no hatred for Laura Dern, the individual. And maybe it's just the characters that she plays. And maybe they're the problem. And I'm sure Laura, listen, I know you're listening.
And I want to say this. If she is listening, wait a minute, because I don't want her to...
She is listening right now.
Okay, well, listen, Laura, because I don't want you to lump me and Rick together. I love you. I think you're great. I actually enjoy almost everything you're in. So what Rick's about to say is solely Rick. I love you.
I was going to say that I'm sure you're a wonderful person. And let's go to I'll be there. Come to the concert with me, August 11th, Adam Pascal, Anthony Rapp, live at the 750-mile walk to Rochester, New York. And we'll hang out and see, and then we'll be fine. I don't hate it.
Oh my God.
Hate her. I don't know.
You're going to become best friends with her. You're going to become best friends with her, and you're going to like obsess over watching all of her movies. I know
she's going to pretend to be best friends with me, and then right when I'm hooked, she's going to do something, and she's going to be like, there you go. Nah, that's for saying that
Suck
shit
it,
about
Todd.
me. Yeah, right? And she's going to call me Todd, because that's what people do who want to annoy me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the last thing I did was I want to talk about that was so much fun. They have a thing here, and it's only in town for a couple of months. It's called Drunk Shakespeare, and it's a group of actors who put on a Shakespeare play, and before they start the play, one of the actors, there's 5 actors who perform this a Shakespearean play. One of the actors takes 5 shots of alcohol. In this case, they took 5 shots of whiskey before they start the performance. And then the other actors kind of have to carry the drunk actor through the performance. This one they did was Romeo and Juliet. It is put on by the Drunk Shakespeare Society. And it was so much fun, and it was entertaining. If you're one of those people who love the story of Romeo and Juliet, and you're like, I want to see this performance, because I love Romeo and Juliet. Don't go see this because you don't get the Romeo and Juliet story. It's almost entirely improvised. They try to do the basics of Romeo and Juliet, but by the time the drunk guy's drunk person, in this case, our Juliet got drunk, which was hilarious. And then they're drinking, and the audience is drinking, and everybody's drinking, and it turns into this huge mess of a show that is so entertaining. It's like, did you ever watch Drunk History on Comedy Central? It's like that, but for Shakespeare.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And it was so much fun. Excuse me. And the stage, the way it's set up is you have the balcony, which is the cheap seats, which is where I sat because, I'm still unemployed. And then they have the seats around the stage. And then at the end of this, because it's like this long, thin stage. And at the end of the stage, they have 2 thrones. So they do it like old-timey Shakespeare where like the king and queen or the Dutch and Duchess come and watch the show. And you can buy one of the throne seats. And they're you would hate these seats because they're very much a part of the show. And it was just so much fun. And they do it right now. They're doing it in 4 cities across the country throughout the end of the year. It's like New York, Phoenix, Houston, and Chicago, I think. But if you ever get the chance, if it comes into town or if you're up here and they're doing it, it is so much fun. And comparative to what ticket prices are, I paid $25 for my seat. And for a show in New York, that's dirt cheap. The whole reason I ended up signing up for this is because I was like, I really want to go to a show and this shit is cheap. And it was so much fun. I had a good time. So did some drunken Shakespeare. And I'm like, I could do that. I could do 5 shots of whiskey and try to get my way through Shakespeare.
You wouldn't even have to even pretend to memorize lines. Just walk around stage, do whatever.
No, 90% of it was improvised. They like the breath of the story got through. But that's okay because that's not the point.
I could see you doing that and like getting wasted and then like trying to make out with the guys and being like, "How about Romeo and Joseph? Let's do that show."
Yes. So that was my week.
Awesome. Well, that's a very interesting week.
How was your week?
Lord have mercy. My week. By the way, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I have been working now for what? It's 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14. This is my 15th day in a row of working. And we're not talking like a couple hours here and there. We're talking like full shifts every day. And so I'm just really exhausted, but this last week was the big move, right? If you're watching, and
as you can tell from your background,
we moved offices. I really love the location that we're in now. It's fantastic. There's so much walking distance to Little Saigon, which I love. Walking distance to the Shave Ice place, which when they're open is the
Publix right there where we used to go to in the old office.
Walk there for lunch way faster than where we were before too, because it's really half a block away. So loving the location, everything. But my plan, right, was to get into this space before this issue goes to press and to alleviate, let's say there's new people you would know because you hired one of them to replace you. But because there's new people and it's close to press and the Fall Arts Guide's going to press and all this stuff's going on and we need all the sales we can get. And I didn't want anybody to like stop selling to move. So all week, Dylan and I have been moving. We were just putting stuff in our cars and moving little by little. And so what we're doing is we're saving all the big stuff for one day, right? That big wardrobe that was in the podcast room, the other place, the copy machine, which weighs 1,000 pounds.
You're keeping that?
Yeah. Did I tell you how we like?
I know that there was the whole, you were trying to give it back and they were like, no. And you were like, yes.
And it turns out they were like, well, for $200 you can buy it. And I was like,
oh, very nice.
That's cheaper than sending it back. I was like,
seriously. And so here's what I did. That's a nice printer to buy for $200.
Here's what I did. Because like all the toner was free. And I was just like, oh, we just ran out of all the toner. Can I have toner and a backup? And they sent it to me for free. And now I'm like, we're just going to use it until it runs out. And then when it runs out of toner, we'll throw it away. So anyway, that weighs 1,000 pounds. And then there's all this other, just the bigger stuff, the refrigerator and all that. So we're saving all that for Friday at 4:00 is when we're picking. Oh, because too, on Friday was the Center's Diversity Awards that I saw the photos. Yeah. I completely forgot that it was Friday. And on Thursday, I asked Danny, I was like, is that next Friday? He's like, no, it's tomorrow. And that was the big move day.
Oh, shoot.
Right. So I was like, crap, I got to get all this in order. So excuse me, swallowed wrong. And so we're sitting there getting ready to move. You're not going to let that one slide.
I was trying to be a grown-up, but it wouldn't work.
So I was just going to write that down. I like that. I was trying to be a grown-up, but it didn't work. So 3:30, we're getting ready to go and get the U-Haul, which is supposed to pick up at 4. Oh, by the way, at 2 o'clock, like they wanted, the office wanted to bring somebody in to tour the space as a potential new renter. So we're like, okay. And so we're all standing there doing this. And then Dylan texted me. This is important to this. Dylan texted me. He says, oh my God, that guy's going to take the elevator down, LOL. Because nobody told them, like, stay out of the elevator.
At the office, the old office?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's haunted.
Right. So then 3:30, we're getting ready to go get the U-Haul. And Dylan says, let me take, those little filing cabinets each desk had? He's like, let me take that down to my car and then we'll go. 30 seconds later, guess what he comes to me with?
Stuck in the elevator?
Hey, Rick, the elevator's not working. So what happened was when that guy got in the elevator, it apparently popped and stopped working.
And he was stuck in there?
No, it popped. The doors the doors won't close and it won't go.
I gotcha.
It's stuck on the second floor. So all of that crap that we have to put in this moving truck, we don't have a way to get stairs. Down. So I messaged them all and I was like, is the elevator not working? And the lady's like, well, nobody's told us. And then the other person, like that was the owner, and then the building property manager was like, oh yeah, that happened when the prospective client was in there. And I was like, that was 45 minutes ago. And at 4 o'clock, I got to move all this stuff. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So you know what we had to do? We had to move it.
Go down the stairs?
Down the stairs. Just me and Dylan.
Do you know what I did when I had to move my stuff down the stairs or up the stairs? I hired people.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I would not do that.
The whole purpose of doing this was to save money.
Right.
So
I gotcha. Did you try Thumbtack? You probably could have got a couple of guys for like $50.
I should have.
Anyway, hindsight is 20/20.
Because what I'll spend is $50 an hour or $50 every 30 minutes to have somebody fix whatever happened to my back. It was, I mean, it was crazy. Yeah. It was insane. So anyway, we got all that moved and we're completely kind of out of there, and it's nice. Almost completely.
The end of an era, though. I mean, there was some issues with that building being there, but that was like,
how effing perfect is it that I'm leaving this space and at the time that I need the elevator, it goes down.
Yeah,
of course,
it's crazy.
Of course, I'm surprised that the AC didn't go out and that it wasn't sweltering in there as well. So anyway, good riddance to that. I'm happy to be leaving that. It's freezing in this office, by the way. So that's nice. A good sign.
It's actually very nice temperature in here, but if you can see, I'm sweating because that's what happens when I drink.
Yes, because of the wine. There was one casualty in the move. One of my curved monitors didn't make it. I plugged it in, and it was like had that thing, like you could pinpoint where the damage
where it
happened.
Hit?
Yeah. It didn't look like it was damaged until I plugged it in, and then it didn't work. But it's all good. What else happened? Oh, wow.
How were the diversity awards? You kind of skimmed over that.
Yeah, they were really good. They gave out awards, and the food was
who got awarded?
People. There's an article in Watermark. You can read about it.
I ain't gonna read. No,
Brittany
I'll read it.
Brittany Acuff won for.
Good for her.
What did she get?
Ally?
Yeah, favorite ally. Or
I did see Savoy won something.
Yeah, good for them. I will say that it was moving day, so there was a time at which I left.
Okay.
Between
Valid.
finishing my cheesecake and the end of the show, somewhere in that time frame, I took off. The food was incredible. It was really good.
Ooh, I don't mean to cut you off, but speaking of cheesecake, the other day, me and Chris, it was around 11:30 at night, and we had a hankering for some sweet. So we pulled up DoorDash, And there is a bakery, a 24-hour fucking bakery. This is one of the reasons why I'm so happy I moved to New York. Even if I don't find a job and I end up homeless on the street, things are open 24 hours here, and I love it. So we ordered at like 11:30 at night. This bakery was doing buy one get one cheesecake slices. The cheesecake slices are normally $10 a slice, so we got them $5 a slice, and we got 2 strawberry cheesecakes and 2 Oreo cheesecakes delivered right to our door. They got here like after midnight, and then we just fat girled it out on the couch, just eating cheesecake, watching TV. It was so good. The cheesecake was amazing.
It sounds delicious. I loved when I lived there. I mean, it was you're talking like 98 to 2001, so way before Uber Eats and all of that. But you could get anything delivered that you wanted. You could get beer and cigarettes delivered before Uber Eats. And I was like, this is crazy. We just had chicken parm delivered, and it was usually like everywhere else it's like pizza. But this
here's why I love it. 11:30 at night, I get cheesecake. 9 o'clock in the morning, I get wine. You can get anything at any time in this city.
You know, on one hand, you're telling me about the walking and the things, and then on the other hand, I'm hearing cheesecake and wine.
Yes, which is why I've been here a little over a month and I've only lost 6 pounds.
Here's a house update. I don't know if you're ready for
this. Yes.
I don't really know what all I can
say. I hope it's our house is sold update.
Here is. Did I told you that we probably have an offer coming in? Is that what I told you?
Yes.
Well, that offer did come in. We did get that offer, but we also had a realtor.
Did they try to lowball you?
Completely. Like
assholes.
You're talking like $40,000 less than what the asking price.
Jesus.
Was. Yeah. And so then, we countered. But we used that offer because we had a realtor that said that they had a client that was a cash buyer that wanted to close really fast, and so we were like, this is the one we really want. So we're like, but we had like a 24-hour deadline to respond to the first offer, and so we were like, listen, we have to respond to this by a certain time, and we're going to take it because we want to sell this house. Now that first offer was a 60-day close, right? So because they were getting some assistance with the city of St. Pete, so it takes 60 days for that to come through. So it was the 60 days to close, and that didn't sound great because that's 2 more mortgage payments we'd have to make, and when it's 90% interest payment, so it's not benefiting you at all. So it's like this sucks. So we were like, hey, we want this cash buyer. So we're like, listen, it's gonna sell. So if you really like the house, you probably want to like make an offer or something like that. So then he did put in an offer, and it was a little low, lower than what we were hoping for. So we had a little bit of back and forth, but we came to an agreement. But then things started getting weird, and there was like this, I want to take a few days to think about it. And we were like, that to me, that's what I hear. I want to take a few days to think about it. As I hear, I want to look for a house that I'll like better. So I was like, no, can you please?
You're my backup house.
Yeah, can you just say like, you either know you want this place or you don't. So if you want it, let's move forward. If you don't, then that's okay, because I'm going to accept this other offer. Anyway, back and forth, blah, blah, blah. Oh, also, like, I don't know how much you know about buying a house, but there's like a 7-day inspection period.
Yeah.
And then you close. He wanted a 7-day inspection period and then close the next day. Now, the problem for us is that you're not giving us time. So like, we have to clear out the house because a lot of our stuff is still there. But we're not doing it until it's sold because we don't want to like empty it and then somebody back out of it. Right. So during a 7-day inspection period, somebody can back out for any reason whatsoever. Like, so they can just decide, I found something better. I don't like it. Just
and now you're just sitting on an empty house if you empty out before that.
So, but if you're gonna close the day after that inspection period, there's like you have hours to clear it out, and so we convinced them to give us the weekend. So currently we are under contract with a close of August 4th.
Nice.
Which is crazy because I spent all last week moving the office and spend all of this week. Like, as soon as we're done the podcast, it's like, should I go to St. Pete and start? But I have to be here on Thursday. That was part of the problem, is I have to be in Orlando on Thursday. So then we'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But anyway, get a load of this.
You said August 4th?
Yeah, Monday. A week
I
from today.
cannot. I just realized it's July 28th.
Yeah, it's crazy. The year is gone.
I've been here almost 6 weeks.
Really?
Doesn't feel that long. Yeah. That's crazy.
Have you been in New York for 6 weeks? Because
I got here on June 17th.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So yeah, almost 6 weeks. Damn.
So the inspections are crucial in this, right? So if the inspections happen and he likes everything, then we can actually start moving before the 7-day period is over. Because he'll let us know, like, hey,
are you moving yourself or are you getting movers?
We're doing it ourselves. So here we go.
I mean, at least there's no stairs involved. So that's nice.
I want to come to New York. I don't want to spend the money on movers. So, like, I want that to be my present. Like, hey, we sold the house.
Yeah.
Let's go to New York. So here's the deal. You're never going to believe this. So they're there. The guy's there. He's doing the inspection. And he's tinkering with things and everything's going well. So he goes and he turns the heat on to 95 degrees to see how quickly it heats up. And the whole fucking system breaks. Power goes out it fries the breaker. No power is going to the thing. The inspector's like, yeah, I had to call the client and told him you failed inspection. And we're like, what's happening? So all that like back and forth to get to this point, and that happened. Now, the good news is we've found somebody who came out and they've got it working and it's fine. And that should be enough to satisfy the inspection and all is good. But it was another $600 we had to pay. So when you were at the tail end of telling about your week and I was on my phone, it's because they were calling me to pay for the repairs. And so I had to ask Caitlin to take the credit card to Dylan to take care of it. So that's the $600 that we didn't want to spend, but hopefully we didn't actually even have to. It could have just been $99, but they said, hey, your AC is going to break in a month if you don't do this and this. And so as a good faith gesture to the fact that we hope that this guy goes all the way through with buying the house, we put the $600 into it to help with that. So hopefully that.
So is Dylan officially like full-time in Orlando now? Or is he
pretty
still
much? I mean, he's been here for a week and a half. But as he has clients, he'll go back. But he's moved in.
How's that going? Because I know that,
yeah, he's moved in.
He was more of a St. Pete kind of guy.
Yeah,
he enjoying Orlando?
He's in Orlando.
He's there.
He moved in. Did that answer your question? Let me tell you. It is what needs to happen is that this house needs to get sold and we need to do the renovations on Jen's house that create a separate space for us.
Oh, yeah. Because right now, trust me, right now, Chris and I are living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I totally understand the whole, you need your own space.
Yeah, and it's like, and I fall into this pattern, and I need to be conscious of this. I feel like I'm going to make sure everybody's taken care of. So when it's like dinner time, I'm like, hey, Jen, are you going to be home for dinner? And blah, 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 blah. And so now we become a throuple, and I need to, like, make sure that I prioritize my relationship, my marriage, I prioritize that, and so that it doesn't get that way. So I feel like once we get the whole house situated, that'll start to take place. So
can I give you some advice? Because this is what's worked out for me and Chris. One of you should work overnights.
Does it work for you? Because I feel like he screams at you a lot when we're doing this podcast.
Oh, only on the podcast because technically, and I think I'm going to go by the library tomorrow to see if I can, if they got podcast rooms.
Yeah.
Because the way that this works out is the nights are mine, but the days are his. So technically I'm in his space right now because he works overnight. So the daytime is his to sleep in the apartment and do what he wants. And then I'm technically supposed to go off to work, but I am unemployed still. So the only reason I know what day it is because we're doing this podcast.
How's that work? How's the job? Are you looking for work or?
I am. It's tough out there. Particularly with my particular set of skills, not to Liam Neeson you, but my particular set of skills.
Taken in Manhattan.
There's there, obviously, you know this. It's very difficult to get a print job because, there's not a lot of resources put into print media anymore. But I did send my application to Them Magazine, which is an LGBTQ magazine here in New York. That is looking for an assistant editor with experience in LGBTQ media. So hopefully I should hear something there.
Well, that's good.
So I think when I sent my application, I got a response email and says that they will be taking the next 4 weeks to review
I didn't
resumes.
think that you wanted to get back into that industry, but if you do, I can help you get some contacts with people.
Yeah. Because what I think I'm going to do is, and I had this conversation with Chris. I apparently am capable of living with very little income. Because the little nest egg that I had set up, I still have a good chunk of that. So it's not like I'm like, oh shit, I got to find a job now. Cause I say this with the fact that I'm sure people have different needs than I do, and have different expenses than I do. But, I'm really not spending a whole lot of money in New York. It's, I got rid of my car payment. I got rid of my insurance payment. I don't pay a lot for rent here.
I
thanks
always
to Chris.
said, aside from that key thing, I have always told people, like, you think, certainly, like, going out to eat might cost a lot of money.
If I was out partying and eeating out every night, I would be chucking up the bills.
When I lived there, I never had more money than when Jen and I lived in New York, because the salaries were higher. And the expenses were low because we didn't have cars. We didn't have car insurance. There were all these things that we didn't have to have, that you have to have when you live out of there. And so we were immediately, because then, then you come to like Orlando and you make $850 an hour with a $300 car payment. Now this is a long time ago. Now it's $500, even though you make it 13 hours.
And a lot of the things I like to do out here are pretty cheap. I love just hanging out in Central Park, and there's all these fruit carts, and I'll just go hang out in Central Park and get a fruit cup and just walk around and like people watch. I have made more friends with squirrels in this city than I have people. Like, the squirrels are so friendly and they come right up to you and sit on the bench with you. It's so weird.
Jeremy, I don't know if Chris has ever said this to you, but I want you to look right into the camera.
Yeah.
I need you to find a job.
Oh no. He said that plenty of times. But I do, for my sanity, I do need to find, because I've turned into fucking Snow White. I talk to squirrels and pigeons all day.
It does. I lost my mind when I moved from New York to Orlando. I didn't work for like a month, and I lost my mind. I had a hole in my shirt, and we were watching courtroom TV, and I saw this hole in my shirt, so I put my fingers in it and I started ripping it, and then I tied a thing around my head, and I started running around the apartment, jumping up on counters. And I looked at Jen, and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I need a job." and then I went out and started looking, and I found this job at Watermark.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Maybe if I looked a little sooner, my life would be totally different. Maybe I'd have my nights and weekends.
I'm going to start sending some emails out, start getting like see about freelance jobs, just something to focus my mind.
I can help you with that.
Okay.
We pay $50 an article.
Oh, well, there you go.
Send me your resume and some samples, and we'll see if we can get you lined up.
Well,
actually,
send them to Ryan. I was going to say, I don't want to overwhelm you.
Yeah, you're not. It won't get responded to if you send it to me.
But
we can start you off with an A&E feature and see if we can work
just
into it.
Something to kind of you know what? I got the perfect one for you. Neil Patrick Harris, James Corden, and some other guy, the one from Will and Grace, is doing a new musical, and I will go interview not James Corden.
I have an idea. Let's buy tickets to go to the show, and let's do the podcast from the show. It'll be like Broadway Out Loud, and we'll just talk about it while
we'll be like the two old guys from the Muppets.
Got the two old guys thing right. Well,
I mean, I do have an in. I do know the guy who plays the genie in Aladdin. Do you want another interview with him?
Yes, and we'll put Ginger Minge on the cover. Listen,
I hear she won something recently.
She did win something, and she's going on the cover. And guess what it's going to look like? A lot like the Central Florida Living Out Loud, because it's the photo from the same photo shoot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who made that editorial decision? I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's beautiful.
You can talk about him. He ain't gonna listen. He's not on this one. It was Ryan. Good call. No, anyway, so we did have a film assignment, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
We will talk about this. We're not gonna go on for hours about it. We're gonna change things up a little bit. We're gonna talk about the Rotten Tomatoes ratings. We're gonna talk about what we thought about it overall, and then maybe we'll get into a little bit.
We'll hit some highlights because there's something. You recommended this film, and I don't know if it was recommended to you by somebody, but you recommended we do this film. I wanted to do The Prom. Speaking of James Corden, they're the exact same. But because this is based on actual events, I never knew about this.
No, in fact, I didn't.
I was blown.
I did not know this was happening, and I wasn't quite sure what was happening when I was watching the movie. And it wasn't until later that I was like, "Is this what they're doing?" And then the sheep. All right, so here's the movie we decided to watch. It's Lilies.
Did we watch the same movie?
Yes.
The sheep.
The second surgery.
What does that have to do with sheep?
That's where he got it from.
What?
Yes.
Well, how did I not Okay, we'll get to it. I did not.
It's a very interesting show. So
is that why he? Okay, yes. Okay, yes.
So okay, so
I'm so mind blown right now.
I know. This is how we get to this movie. Because we didn't know what we were gonna watch yet, and so I just talked to the TV and I said LGBTQ movies. And I started watching a bunch of previews, and then this one came up. And I feel like you and I talked about covering this because somehow the people from Call Me By Your...
Well, I think this was on the list of that YouTube video that someone sent us with like 20 gay movies you should watch.
Yeah. I think somehow the people involved with Call Me By Your Name are involved in this.
The producers of that movie produced this movie.
Oh, okay.
We should probably say the name of it. The movie's called Lilies Not For Me.
Yes.
And it came out this year, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll say 2024 or 2025, depending on where you look for it. It doesn't have, I'll just spoiler alert with the Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't have a Rotten Tomatoes score. There's only 3 critic reviews and less than 50 reviews from audience members. But the critics' reviews are all like tomatoes. So
good. Because this... Yeah, the little bit of research that is out there for this movie is it was all over the film festival circuit last year, and then was dropped on video on demand at the beginning of this year. Sort of like the movie we watched last week, Riley. It was the same kind of thing. It did its festival circuits, and then it was put right onto video on demand. And also similar to that, and I think this is going to be a thing that I do with each episode because I find it hilarious. Because I watch all the movies with captions on. The very first caption of this movie, birds chirping, which was the very first caption of the movie we watched last week. So I was like, back-to-back birds chirping. It's going to be a good movie.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I will just throw it out there. I actually loved the movie.
Loved it.
It is.
I was blown away by how great the performances are. By the whole movie is fantastic.
It is fantastic. It is tragic. It is not light. It is not like something that you want to like, let's watch The Prom. It'll be fun and there's music.
It is not The Prom.
This is
however, did you see James Corden is in this?
No, he's not. Was he the orderly? It's so awfully tragic, and it just is heartbreaking. It does not have a happy ending. I'm just going to throw that out.
Doesn't it?
I mean, we're going to get to that. I don't know how the movie ended, so we'll talk about it.
Okay. So this is based on actual events. We should say maybe we already said that, but I've had a lot of wine. It's based on actual.
Yeah, it's based on stuff that really happened, and what it is like primarily British doctors in the 1920s performed testicular transplants. So they thought to cure people of the gay, that they would take your testicles away from you and replace them with someone else's testicles. That was normal.
Specifically normal straight. The reason we're gay is because our balls are too gay. So what you have to do is remove your gay balls, and you have to get a donor set of balls from a masculine alpha straight male.
Yeah.
And they have to be attached to you, and then their alpha straight juice will flow through your body, making you an alpha straight.
Right. This is what doctors thought of. In
fact, ooh, you're going to say what was, yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
The guy who invented this procedure was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
Until his shit
until they looked at it and they said, this bitch crazy. this don't do nothing.
I mean, doesn't that sound like something stupid that somebody would come up with? Like
it sounds like something
absolutely. They don't have the balls.
It sounds absolutely like something that human society would do.
Yeah.
We really are just a terrible society.
But in the vehicle in which they tell this story is crazy. So it stars Fionn O'Shea. Do you recognize him? Because he's in a movie we watched.
I'll be honest, all these twinks look alike to me.
He plays the musical nerdy guy in Handsome Devil that outs your boyfriend.
Oh, Handsome Devil was with Nick Galitzine.
Nick Galitzine.
Nicholas Galitzine.
And so and this was his roommate, and then they kind of had that.
Oh, I totally watching a movie a week, I completely forget some movies that we watch, and I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah, but I think this guy, I'm a huge fan of this guy. I thought he was
loved him.
He's adorable in it, but he's so good. He's such a good actor.
Such a good actor.
Yeah.
But so this is told he's in a medical facility because back in those days they put you in a mental hospital if you were gay. So he is put in a mental hospital and forced to go on dates with a nurse because she's to prepare him for normal heterosexual life.
Right. Well, I mean, like that whole idea, I think, is that the nurse's job is to get the gay to fall in love with her.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
So the nurse is Nurse Dorothy is played. I didn't write her name. Do you write her name
down?
Erin
Kellyman.
For those who are Marvel fans, if you watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, she is the leader of the anti blip movement, so to speak. She's the one who leads the bad guys in the. If you watch Marvel, you know what I'm saying. Rick has no idea what I'm talking about, but she's the villain of that. She's also in that the Lord of the Rings series on Amazon. On Prime, that everybody, well, I won't say everybody, woke or conservative white men thought it was too woke and they hated it.
Yeah, so it's the guy that plays the doctor. He's in that.
Is he in that?
Maybe he's in that and she's not.
I thought he looked familiar. No, she's in it.
If you give him long hair and a beard, then you'll be like, oh, he looks like
he does. He looks very familiar, but he does have a very Hobbit look to him. Yeah. So Owen, it's told through, so they're on their dates in the hospital and he's telling her the story of how he got there. And it's flashbacks. He lives in this little cottage somewhere in like the countryside of England.
Well, he's a
writer,
a celebrated author.
Yes.
And like he has a book that's come out. And so she says, are you writing another book? And he said, yes. And she says, tell me about it. But the book he's writing is actually the story of his life.
Yeah.
And so he uses that as a vehicle to tell her this.
Yeah. So
jumps around in time. It's back and forth.
Yeah. It's back right after World War II. World War I. He could not go to World War I. He couldn't be deployed because of a bout of childhood pneumonia he had. So he was an unfit soldier, which was the name of his book.
The
Unfit
first one,
Soldier. Yeah. The one that was big. But his best friend, Philip, he was sent off to war. Now, before he went off to war, Owen and Philip had feelings for each other. And
but
they didn't act on those feelings.
Philip never expressed them. They didn't tell each other that they had these feelings, but they did.
Yeah, but they knew. They knew. Come on. They knew. So he comes back, and there's like these kind of just scenes where it's like, these two are a little more than friends. So they always sit a little too close to each other. Philip always has Owen read him poetry. they like look at each other because this is back in the early 1900s, so they don't have indoor plumbing. So they have like a water pump in the yard where they get naked. By the way, for those who base their movie watching on whether there's nudity in it, there's some full frontal nudity. There's male wiener throughout this film. So they're like in the yard washing themselves, and then like the other ones watching them in the window, like, you know, getting aroused, if you know what I mean.
And they're very good looking. They're all
very attractive. Very handsome. So Philip had come back to visit Owen and told him about this article by the way, he went to medical school or something, and he's a doctor. So he told him about this medical article he read about the testicular transplants. And he's like, I think that we should both go through it because
he shows him, he says, there's a cure for what's wrong with us. And then he shows him pictures. And I'm looking at these like, what the hell is
because
this?
They don't tell you.
They
in the beginning,
anything.
They don't tell you what the cure is.
They just
He's
show
saying
you
there's
the
a
picture.
cure. And they're showing pictures of balls.
They don't tell you. They show you. Like they don't tell you.
Yeah.
Like they say it's a procedure, but they don't tell you what the procedure is.
They don't tell you what the procedure is.
They're doing this procedure, and he grabs the scalpel and pulls the cloth down, and there's the head of his
and then he
penis,
cuts into he cuts into the dick, and then I'm like, no, what are you doing?
Were you like, I was screaming. I'm like,
I was mortified.
I didn't know what's happening. And then he has to pull something out and then clips it, and it's almost like the guy was about to say
before they
stop.
do that. Yeah, before they do that though, because he proposes this procedure to him, and he says we should both get the cure, and Owen is like, I don't know what I don't want to do this. And he goes, I'll tell you what, you and I should be together for one night.
Right.
Like we should do it. And then we'll go through with the procedure for you. And if it works for you, then I will do it. If it doesn't work for you, then you stay here and we spend the rest of our lives together. Which is that's a good exchange. That's a good, because he knows in his head this is not going to work.
Oh, I'm like, he's going to give him a testicular transplant. Of course, after he does it, he's like, fuck this, I'm not getting my balls cut off.
Yeah, so they make love, and it's so cute and romantic, and they're like in bed, and he's like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is what I've always wanted. And he's like, that was wonderful. We had such a good night.
Now cut my balls off.
Now we need to find some balls. So the house he lives in.
But they don't even say that. He just says,
no.
We need to find a
donor.
A donor, like a viable donor, which just means a straight guy.
So the house that Owen lives in used to be owned by this guy who has two sons. One of his sons went off to war and he died in war, and it drove his wife mad, and she left him. So he sold the house, and he was living in this like little shack down the path. So he'll get drunk occasionally and stumble in the house still thinking he lives there. So he stumbles into the house while Owen and Philip are there. And Philip looks at this drunk, virile, bearded, masculine man, and he says, I want those balls. So he tells Owen he's a viable candidate. I'm going to go get his balls. And Owen's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And he goes, I need his balls so we can do the ball transplant. So he goes down to the little shack, and well, he's more British than me. Yeah. So he was like, top of the morning to you. I got to get his testes. So he goes down and he kills the guy and cuts his balls out. And then he comes home and he's got him in a jar, and he sets down and goes, all right, let's do this. So Owen does the procedure on him. And as he's healing, there's a knock at the door again. And a gentleman by the name.
But before this guy comes in, he's like, it's like the second day of healing.
Oh. Sorry.
Were you being loud?
Apparently.
I feel like we're like two college kids in mom's basement, and we're just doing this silly little podcast, and we're getting yelled at.
We're like, we're getting high. You're like, sorry, Mom.
Sorry. Keep it down. I gotta work. Dad's gotta sleep. So after the procedure, like it's 2 days afterwards, and the guy gets up and he can barely walk and his legs are spread out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, as soon as I heal, we'll do your procedure. And that gay guy goes, the fuck we will. I'm not doing this. And he's like, what do you mean? And he goes, no, I'm not doing this. So
no,
then
he's like, you got what you wanted, so what does it matter if I have it done or not?
yeah. So then the knock at the door, and it
Yes.
turns out
And there's a young, attractive male.
strapping young man.
His name is Charles. And he's like, my dad used to live in this house. Have you seen him? And they're like,
They're like, nope. But what were they gonna say?
No.
Yeah, we cut his balls off, and I just buried him last night.
Yeah. Because Owen had to bury him. So they're gonna be like, the only part of your dad is right there.
Yeah.
There's
If
your
the
dad.
balls make the man, I'm daddy.
So they're like, oh, no, we haven't seen him. So Charles is like, well, I traveled such a long way here. I came to find my father because I got married and I had a child and I wanted to tell him because my wife is like, you should let your father know you had a baby. And he's like, I've traveled such a long way. Do you mind if I stay down at that hut? And for those who don't remember, that hut is where Philip killed his dad to get the balls. And he's like, yeah, sure, you can stay down there. We cleaned up the mess and buried the body. Go stay down there.
Well, yeah, Philip's like, fresh set of balls.
Yeah.
But he can't take his balls because it turns out he's a little gay. And he and Owen have a tryst. And actually, Owen falls in love with him, and he falls in love with Owen. And it's it's a beautiful little love story.
Oh, my God, the scene in the tree.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say, when they start making out, and then he turns around and he's like, let's do this. So the traveler, total bottom, turns around, takes his pants off, and then they just start raw dogging it. He didn't even, in Brokeback Mountain, at least he's spitting his hand. This was like, no, let's go, let's try it.
Earlier in the movie, when Owen and Philip do it, Philip is the top, Owen is the bottom. So I was surprised when Charles turned around and he's like, you shall top me. And he's probably like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but okay.
I thought no lilies for me.
So, he got lilies.
He got lilies.
He got lots of lilies. So he's pounding away in the tree after reading poetry. How gay can you get? It's like, read me some poetry. Oh yeah, bone me, daddy. I love your poetry.
They must live they must be in a very remote area that these two guys can just go to town in a tree in the 1920s without any concern.
But here's the thing. You should have been concerned because the one person within a 50-mile radius is watching you bone in the tree.
Right.
So Philip sees
he gets sad and jealous. And then did you see, like, when he came back and he was like, check my wound to Owen? And do you think he was trying to get him to do something to him?
Yes, because I even wrote this down because he petted his face and in his eyes you could see this didn't work.
It didn't
work.
I
want to be with you. And Owen says, I think it's about time you start going.
And he's
you're pretty healed. It's time for you to go.
And what a terrible
because I want Charles now.
Philip's a terrible person to know it didn't work on him, but then to force it on other people. So
then he goes to Charles and he says, I know that you're married and have a kid. Is being with your wife really worse than prison? Because I'm going to tell people that you're gay. And in today's day and age, you go to prison for that.
Right.
And he's like, what are you talking about? And he goes, or you can have the cure.
Right.
And he's like, okay. Which apparently, I didn't even realize this. Apparently, the cure consisted of sheep balls.
Well, okay. So he says, I have this cure. And then the next scene, he's chasing sheep. And then the next scene, he does the surgery on that guy. So where else did he get the balls?
Scene?
There was no one else.
Okay. I was watching this. I was watching this on Fandango, which had ads because I don't want to pay for it because it was a bad movie and I don't have to pay for it. But I wish I would have paid for it. So I had a commercial break.
I signed
and
up
there was
for
a commercial
free
break
trial
right after he talks to him about the cure. It cuts to a commercial. So I'm wondering if I missed that scene. I'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah. So apparently he used sheep balls and it didn't work and he died.
And it didn't work and he died.
Yeah. And poor Owen showed up to give him breakfast the next day. And he's like this love of his life. And he opens it up and he finds him dead. And it's tragic. So then Owen, being the awesome gentleman that he is, go. Oh, and by the way, this guy's wife knows that he's gay.
Yeah,
and
they have an arrangement, as he says.
So Owen goes to the big city to tell the wife that this man is dead, so that she's not concerned and worried about him. And they have this great moment, and
he stays for dinner.
And there's like this little thing where like the guy that died called his wife his Nightingale. And when Owen's there with her, he sees a matchbook that says Nightingales.
Yeah, because they smoke, because it's the
so
1920s.
He figures it out that Nightingales is a gay bar.
It's a gay bar.
So he goes to the gay bar.
In whatever town they live in. Yeah.
And he's sitting there just lonely. His first love is a crazy psycho that left, and his second love died. So he's in this gay bar just trying to find a little nut to have a good night because he's had a shitty life. And this guy hits on him and says, "Hey, follow me."
Making eyes. He's like, let's go to the alley.
They get into the alley, and he goes to hug him. Here's a fucking cop. Arrest him.
He's a cop.
Incarcerate. He's in an institution and tortured.
That's how he ends up. Now, the movie is interspliced with the story of what happened and him in the mental institution with the nurse. So the scenes are, it's like tea time, and they have these dates, like I said, with Nurse Dorothy. And Dorothy starts to feel like build this friendship and feel sorry for Owen. So she starts, because in the beginning of the movie, there's an orderly that administers this medicine to him that's supposed to fix him. So she's like, I'll start giving him his medicine. And she dumps the medicine out and is like, just pretend you had the side effects, because he gets sick whenever he takes medicine. Pretend in a few minutes you're going to pretend to be sick. And she gets him a typewriter in the room so he can type. So he starts writing his story. So he's working on his new book. And they find the book that he's written, and they realize what Dorothy was doing. So they fire her. And they come in and they start giving him medicine again. And then they go to take his typewriter. And the orderly is this big burly guy who gives him medicine. And he's like, "No, not my typewriter." So he takes the typewriter and he hits the orderly with it. And he goes running out the door, and he's like running with his typewriter, and they tackle him, and his typewriter goes rolling and it crashes and breaks. And they put him in a straitjacket, and he's sitting in an office in this hospital. And then Philip walks in, and he's the doctor of the hospital. And he's like, "I'm going to give you the cure that you so badly didn't want." So the end of the movie, he's strapped to the bed, and Philip is getting ready to swap out his testicles. And they cut back to a scene with him and Dorothy. It's just so beautiful. And there's this scene when he's talking to Dorothy, and he asks her why she became a nurse. And her brother got sent off to war, and he died alone. And she said, "I became a nurse because people aren't meant to die alone." And she wanted to be that person there for people who die alone. And I think that's what she wanted to do for Owen, but she got fired. So he's there all alone, and he's thinking back to this conversation he had with her. And he had written her the story and was letting her read it. And he's like, she's like, "Well, how does it end?" And he goes, "Well, the actual ending is very sad and tragic, but I think I'm going to give him a happy ending." So as Philip goes to cut his balls off, like plants and flowers start to grow around him, and he starts to think back to when he was back at his house. And his ending in his head is he's like drifted off into this, place just for him, is him and Philip and Charles, and they're on the beach, and they're all happy and in love. And then the movie ends, and it is so fucking tragic.
It's tragic.
And that's when you find out that this guy who did these surgeries was nominated for a Nobel Prize 6 times.
So,
and it's like, fuck you, dude.
This is where it gets confusing.
Tragic.
We're having like some major technical difficulties over here, so I don't know if it's on your end or on ours, but I know that it's recording.
Am I alone?
So I'm just going to keep talking, and hopefully it'll all be fine in the long run.
Oh, here you are.
Oh, okay. So we disappeared for a bit, but we're back.
Where did I leave you?
So I don't know. Like I say, I don't know who's on whose end, but it's going to be weird because it records separately and puts it all together.
Yeah.
So whatever. But here's what confused me about the end of this movie. Like, because it jumps around in time.
Yeah.
He said to her that the book didn't have an ending because the ending wasn't good, and she said, "Well, write a different ending."
Yeah, because he's like, it's a tragic ending.
So did he die?
She said, "Well, make it."
Did he die in the surgery?
I think in real life, he dies.
Because
I don't know.
Dylan said that he doesn't die in real life, and that surgery happens it's confusing to me. Does the surgery happen before he meets the nurse or after he meets the nurse? Because it jumps around in time, so it's hard to tell. So it could be that. I mean, it's even more tragic if the surgery happened and didn't work, and then he's stuck in this institution until he dies.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it happened before, or it happened after he met the nurse,
right? Because he was in the straitjacket. It's the same straitjacket they put him in when he tried to run with the typewriter. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I feel like then, but then he's not writing that ending because it happened after he had the conversation with the nurse. So that's where it just gets confusing to me. But anyway,
what?
Like if the surgery happened after he talked to the nurse, because see, the whole idea is that he writes the ending to be what he wants it to be, which is why the flowers come up and all this. So if the surgery couldn't have happened before he had the conversation with the nurse.
No, it didn't. Yeah.
So it happened afterwards.
It happened after, and they flash back to, because he wrote part of the story, and that's what got her fired, is they read the story because he had given it to her to read.
Time travel exhausts me.
It does. I understand. But yeah, so she's like, how does the story end? There's no ending. And he says, well, the actual ending is tragic. And she said, well, it doesn't have to be. It can be a happy ending because it's your story. So I think that's what he's thinking back to that before all of this happened. So when the surgery actually happens, he thinks in his head, you know what? The story that you guys are watching, I'm going to give you that happy ending. And that's when the flowers grew up and he's on the beach with Charles and Philip. And he's like, we all ended up, we were just a happy little throuple on the beach.
No,
and that's the ending you get.
And it's tragic. And it's just so hard.
Don't think about the actual ending. Think about the ending he wanted you to see.
Yeah, it's cuckoo.
He's happy on the beach with Philip and Charles, and they're a happy little throuple.
A great movie.
I loved it. It's so
like,
good.
It's sort of like slow-ish, but it doesn't feel that. I mean, it was the whole time.
I didn't pick up my phone once during this film, other than to make notes. Like a lot of movies, I'll be like, oh, let's see what's on TikTok. I did not veer away from the screen at all, except to make notes.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I was completely enthralled.
Is it because it didn't have like a famous name like Armie Hammer in it? Like, why isn't this in theaters? Why isn't like this an Oscar buzz? This was really good. I
have no idea. This was so good.
To be nominated for an Oscar.
Now, the only thing I can think is because it was on the circuits last year, it didn't get picked up by a distributor till this year. So maybe it's in this year. So maybe, I don't know.
We'll see. It's one thing that when people talk about this movie, they talk about how this is an it's a moment in gay history that's not talked about enough. And it's
until this movie, I didn't know about it.
It's not talked about enough, and it's how incredibly tragic for people that this surgery is forced on them. Oh, especially the sheep balls. Good Lord.
Yeah. So if you got a few bucks, definitely rent it. It's on video on demand. If you don't have a few bucks, it's free on Fandango at home. You just have to watch it with commercials.
It's also free on some other thing, but if I was on Amazon or like Prime Video, and then if you find it on Prime Video, then with a 7-day free trial of this other thing, you can watch it for free and then cancel the free trial.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I watched it. So it was,
but definitely check it out. It's so good.
I'm gonna give it 4 stars.
5. I'm giving it 4. 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the wine talking, or is it? Really?
This is one of the best movies we've watched.
It is
for this podcast.
It's really good.
I loved it. It is a solid 5. Everyone should watch this.
Yeah, absolutely. You should watch it. I loved it. All right, cool.
So next week, the prom or something else. You know what? I don't care if it's the prom or not, but I want to watch something with James Corden.
Not Cats.
Hey, I'll watch Cats.
No.
Cats is very gay.
All right.
Ow. Oh, by the way, really quick before we go, I don't know if you can see this.
Yes.
But I went to my storage locker and I went to open the door and it stuck, so I yanked it and then I sliced my finger on one of the little metal plates and had to wrap it up and walk home and then clean that out. But I sliced my finger open, and it does not feel
you can
good.
stitch that up with yourself. Just practice on an orange.
That for those who haven't seen this movie yet, that's a throwback to the movie we watched. Go watch it and see what he was doing with that orange.
And you know what
it's
I'm
very
talking about.
different than what Timothée Chalamet did with that peach.
All right, I know you've been drinking
Although
wine.
same producers.
I know you've been drinking wine, but I haven't, and it's after 5 o'clock.
Ooh.
So
All right.
we're ready to
Well, we are done. So until then, the cork is back in the bottle.